Benoit Saint Denis is a fighter who has a lot of hype on him right now. A lot of people are considering Saint Denis as the dark horse of the division, and some are even glazing this guy to be a champion by the end of next year, which is entirely possible, but at the same time, far-fetched. I say far-fetched since yes, he performed well and engaged in entertaining back and forth wars, but he hasn't faced a top 10 opponent yet to truly test his skills, so we don't really know how good this guy really is. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a rising prospect come up and people usually say, oh man, this guy is the next big thing, he's gonna be a world champion one day, but instead he ends up losing and then going down the rankings. And look, I'm not saying that he's not gonna be a world champion one day, he has all the potential in the world to be one, but let's just chill for a bit and see how he does with Dustin Poirier. Alright, so let's talk how good this guy really is, okay? Benoit Saint Denis has a record of 13-1. His only loss is at his UFC debut in the welterweight division on short notice against Dos Santos on UFC 267. He lost by unanimous decision. Besides that loss, the dude went back to lightweight and went on a 5-fight win streak and finished all of his opponents. These names include Stoltz, Gabriel, Bonfim, Thiago Moses, and Matt Frevola. We'll give the guy this. He's extremely talented and his speed of progress is absolutely phenomenal. He only started MMA 5 years ago and he's already top 11 in the rankings. I will say this too, he is must see since he's so entertaining. His striking is so aggressive and crazy, but his real strength lies in grappling, so I see him having a lot of success there. Benoit is a guy who has massive power and loves to make these fights into brawls. And he usually likes to throw that open side body kick. He likes to pressure his opponent to the cage and take them down. The dude has very good submission abilities and great ground and pound. The only massive hole I see from Benoit is that he gets countered a lot. And the dude has gotten rocked a couple times. And when that does happen, he does go on these crazy suicide missions. And so far it works. But it does get me worried when he fights a boxer like Dustin Poirier. Not to mention his willingness to brawl. And the lack of head movement can get him into trouble, especially since he likes to stay in the pocket. He really just swings for the fences sometimes and just relies on his chin way too much. That, and we haven't seen Benoit fight a southpaw fighter yet. I mean, we're about to with Dustin, but all of Benoit's opponents have been orthodox fighters, which helps him throw that body kick and head kick. When he fights Dustin, he's gonna have a hard time landing those body kicks and that head kick. And the dude doesn't check leg kicks, man. That being said, his potential to be a future world champion is very likely since he was able to adapt and get better so fast in MMA. Like I said earlier, the dude just started MMA 5 years ago. And my only concern is that the UFC might be pushing him way too fast. My man is a freaking tank, but unfortunately, he does leave himself open for counters. We know Dustin is an amazing counter striker and a volume striker. But in the same time, I do like that Benoit has that wrestling in his back pocket, and I do see some mix-up between striking and wrestling. This will all play a huge factor for Benoit to get a finish. Look, overall, I'm a huge Benoit Saint Denis fan. The dude looks promising, and I have no doubt in my mind that he will evolve over time. I do see him as a top 5 fighter one day, and eventually as a future champion as well. But time will tell. What's your guys' thoughts on Benoit Saint Denis? Do you guys think he's going to run through Dustin Poirier? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And I'll see you guys on my next one.